What's going on, guys? Ed here today. We got a video for you. Today we're going to dive into how much testosterone you should be taking for your first cycle. A lot of people liked my video that I made talking about my review of my first cycle, some tips and tricks on how to do it. So today we're going to dive in and answer the question about how much should you be doing for your first time around. It's going to be short and sweet. We're not going to get real nitty gritty with it. I'm going to give you the basics, all the shit that you need to know. So, starting off, before we dive into a big old steroid cycle, you should know where testosterone comes from, why we take it in the first place. You typically are going to take it if you have a testosterone deficiency, and you'll get prescribed TRT. Typical dose for that, your doctor will give it to you if you have low test levels, anywhere in the 1 to 200 milligram per week range. Now, 200 is kind of on the upper limit there. Most people are going to fall in like the 120 to 160 milligrams per week. Typically, you'll get prescribed propionate, enanthate, or cypionate. Not so much propionate anymore because it's got a short half-life, unless you want to be injecting every 3.5 days. When you go with the longer esters, the enanthate, the cypionate, they usually push it maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks I've heard of. Yeah. So, guys on TRT, you get a lot of the benefits of testosterone, almost like you're on a steroid cycle. You get more muscular, you lose body fat, you get improved mood, energy, focus. All of that will happen on TRT because it brings your body from a suboptimal to an optimal range of testosterone. Now, everybody's optimal range is going to be different. They say normal is anywhere from 300 to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. If you're on the lower end, maybe you're at 200-300, you get on TRT, might get you to 700-800, maybe that's your optimal. Maybe you still feel like shit on 700-800. You take more, the doctor will prescribe you more, maybe 900 to 1,000, that's your optimal range. For some people, it might be different. Maybe 400 is your optimal range. Anyway, TRT is supposed to get you to your optimal range. So that's what happens when you take TRT. All these positive effects, the muscle building, the fat loss, they are there, but they build up over time. It's kind of more of a long-term process, but it's very sustainable. You're not doing anything crazy. You're not going to be putting on 50 pounds of muscle walking around looking like Ronnie Coleman. You're going to be healthy. You're going to feel good. You're going to have great energy, focus, all of that stuff. But it will take some time to kind of build up in your system. But once you're on it, it's a long-term thing. If you want to run a cycle, however, that's more of a short-term. You're probably going to jump on and off. So that you're not shutting down your HPTA, your hypothalamus, pituitary, testicular axis. You don't want to shut that down for too long unless you're going to jump in and become a competitive bodybuilder and you're just going to be cycling all year long. Most guys are going to do 1, maybe 2 steroid cycles a year. So what you're going to hear from guys in like the bodybuilding community is if you're not doing 500 milligrams of testosterone a week for your first cycle, you're wasting your time. So everybody will tell you start there. That's the blueprint for every beginner cycle. Do that. That's it. That's set in stone. And I'm not going to lie, that's what I did because through all my research, that's what I kind of came across was the consensus. It seems like this is what most guys are doing. But now that I've done it and I've looked further into it and I have some time under my belt, like 500 is kind of a lot for your first time, considering that you can get very positive effects out of 100 to 150 milligrams per week on a TRT dose. So why go 500? Well, it's because you're going to go for a shorter cycle. You're not going to be on this for years at a time. You're going to hop on for 10, 12, maybe 14 weeks and hop off. So in that short amount of time, you want to get the best bang for your buck. So that kind of happens when you take a little bit more, but you don't want to push it too far. There's many guys that will take 500 and you're going to get bitch tits gyno. You're going to get acne all across your back and shoulders. Your bird won't work. You're going to have a lot of weird stuff going on if your body just doesn't react well to it. Knock on wood, mine reacted fine. I did my 500 milligrams a week for my first cycle. It was great. It worked awesome, but everybody's body's going to respond different. I would say you got to figure out how your body responds. Have you taken SARMs before? If so, what happened? Did you get all bloated and watery looking? Did you get a puffy face? Did you get roid rage from SARMs? Were you angry all the time? Did you get gyno? Did you start losing your hair? What happened when you took SARMs? If you didn't take SARMs, I don't know, just judge how your body reacts to other things. Are you a lightweight when you drink beer? Like, do you have an addictive personality? Like, this is stuff that you don't really like want to get addicted to. I'm fine with my 1 cycle per year. You don't want to start taking it and then do it like forever, blasting 500 milligrams till you die, because that's not healthy. But I think there's no harm in starting off with a lesser amount, 200 to 300 milligrams per week. Some guys will say that's a waste of time, don't even bother with it. But if you get positive results from a TRT dose, 100 to 150, if you want to start 250 to 300 and let your body assess for that first cycle, why not? Second cycle, go 400. You did good on that one? All right, now go up to 500, 550 maybe. There's no harm in doing that, and it also gives you kind of a ladder to build on. Whereas if you just go 500, you're going to get all them gains, and then your body's like, all right, I know what I did on 500. That's cool. The next time you do 500, you probably won't make as much gains. So you should work your way up the ladder. I would say maybe no harm in starting with a lower dose. But if you think your body can handle it, why not go 500? Work for me. Not saying it's going to work for everybody. So ultimately, do your research, see what you think is going to be best for you. But I would say, why not give a little bit less a try? No harm in doing so. If you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments below. You got any videos you want to see me make in the future, let me know. Give me your thoughts, reactions, whether they're good or bad. I want to hear from you. With that, Ed out. Bye-bye.